Hey everyone, welcome back to From Donuts and Dinners. I'm Chef Chris, and we got a great episode today. Not only just doing a Southern Creole dish, we're actually doing a deep Creole dish. We're gonna make an etouffee. Yes, it sounds real French, but that's what down in Louisiana is. It's a mixture of French culture and Native American and African American and Caribbean cultures. So this dish is the holy trinity of the Creole cooking. We got our celery, we got our green pepper, we got our onions. The best way to make an etouffee though is we gotta start with the roux. What is the roux? It's just a mixture of fat and flour combined into a paste, and that gets cooked out so you don't taste the flour anymore. With an etouffee, in any type of Creole cooking, whether you're making gumbo or etouffee or jambalaya or anything like that, your roux has got to be in a little bit on the darker side, and that takes a little bit of time. So we're gonna start this off by taking a stick of butter. You could use any type of butter you like, whether it be an European with a higher fat content or American with a little bit less. And you're basically just gonna melt that in a pan, whatever, medium high, just to get the butter cooking. What you're gonna add to that once the butter is melted is you're gonna add about 4 tablespoons of flour. I like to use AP flour for this, just to keep it in simplicity's sake. So let's see. To this dish, when we finish it off, we'll be making it with rice while that is cooking down, and it'll be a great dish. For our second pan, while we're making our roux, because it takes a little bit of time to do so, you take some olive oil or canola oil, whatever oil you'd like, and we're gonna start softening our trinity. Our onions, our peppers, our celery, some spices, some garlic, etc. So we're gonna start with the onions, get this cooking. This you wanna do on a semi-high temperature, medium to medium-high. You hear that sizzle? It's good. That's 1 small onion, just minced up. We're also gonna add to that our celery. You wanna add maybe about 2 or 3 stalks worth. We're gonna add about 2 green bell peppers. The only thing you use in Creole cooking is the green peppers, in terms of the bells at least. Put this off to the side. And we'll leave our tomatoes for a few minutes because the tomatoes will actually cook a lot quicker than everything else. To this, we're actually gonna add something. I go a little bit off the charts on this one. I don't stick with adding just straight garlic. I make a garlic confit. Garlic confit is basically, you're just cooking, you're gonna take peeled garlic, you're gonna put it in a pan, you're gonna cover that with oil, you're gonna bring that to a boil and let it boil for about 2 or 3 minutes, turn off the heat, and set it and forget it for a couple hours. When you come back, your garlic is completely soft. You could eat it right out of the pan, and there is absolutely no bitter taste to it. It is just a soft, yummy garlic sweet taste. I like garlic, so I add a bit more than usual. About, for me, because I like garlic, especially with the garlic confit since it's sweeter, I like to add as many as I can, probably about 10, 15 cloves. Again, if you're gonna confit it, it's going to be less bitter in taste. Let me give that a quick toss. To that, we're always gonna season it. We're gonna add our salt and pepper. I could give you a measurement on the salt, but it's gonna be to taste. I am gonna probably start a little bit of war on this one, but you will never see me putting salt off my elbow. Let's put it this way. How many people actually wash their elbows other than in the shower? You're never gonna see me doing this nonsense. Don't ever do it in your kitchen either, because I will come to your house and kick your butt. We're gonna add to this a little bit of black pepper. You never have enough pepper in Creole cooking. Now, while this is starting to cook down, we're also going to add a little bit of hot sauce. I use a green hot sauce. You can get it anywhere in your supermarket, whatever type of hot sauce you like. That's what you add. I'm not a huge, insanely spicy type of guy, so I use about 2 or 3 tablespoons of the hot sauce. We're gonna add to that some Cajun seasoning. Gotta kick it up a little bit. In honor of our friends, Emeril Lagasse. I'm not gonna steal his tagline. I don't wanna get the trademark against me. He's got really powerful lawyers. I'm not pissing the man off. And then we add a little bit of thyme as well. And we're gonna let this cook down. Looks like our butter is melted. So we're gonna add to that about 4 tablespoons of the flour. Not exact measurements. Cooking is a little less an exact science than baking. So it's a little bit easier to fudge. Something along those lines. And we're just gonna stir that. While that's cooking, we'll start to form a paste. At first, it's gonna be pale yellow in color or golden. We're gonna want that to cook a bit. As you can see, the flour was just put in. Now here's an interesting thing with roux. The lighter the roux, the stronger its thickening power. The darker the roux, the less thickening power it is. Conversely, the lighter the color of the roux, the more of a flour taste it's gonna have. The longer you cook it, the better it tastes, but it loses its, let's call it, thickening power. So we're gonna put this back down to medium, and we're gonna let this cook out for a little bit. And we're just gonna stir up our trinity, our peppers, our onions, and our celery, along with our garlic, our thyme. When this starts to soften, then we'll add our tomatoes. And then as our roux is thickening, we'll then cook this in there. We'll add some stock and we'll let that go out, and then we'll continue from there. We'll be right back in 1 second. All right, guys, we're back from Donuts to Dinners. I'm Chef Chris again, and gotta take a deep breath because I've been testing this, our trilogy, to make sure it's good. I may add a little bit of spice to it. It's got a kick, and I'm sweating here. As you can see, we've been letting our roux cook down. It's now, I would consider it a caramel in color. About at the color of the roux that we want. Again, this is a medium in color. I know in New Orleans they're already yelling at me right now. I'm not making a dark roux. I don't have 24 hours to spend with you. I'd love to have 24 hours with you, but I'm sure you don't want to hear me talk for 24 hours straight, because that's how long their roux go for sometimes. I think actually their moms started when they were young, and they just keep adding to it. It's almost like a bread starter. That's the only thing I can think of with those dark roux. They use some sort of voodoo down there to make their roux perfect. In either case, we're at the color I like. I'm not going to make the mistake, and I'm asking you not to do this. Normally I tell you to try everything, to see their seasoning and everything else. Do not try that with the roux. It's like a caramel. You will burn every layer of your tongue off into 5 different ways, and I can't make a nice enough face to stop me from cursing and have the FCC come after me for using every language under the sun. So to this roux, we're making the sauce. We're adding chicken stock. You could use chicken stock, chicken broth, vegetable stock, whatever you like. And we're gonna add about a cup and a half. You can always adjust it as it's cooking. And you're basically just gonna mix that together. That's gonna be the basis of your stock, or your basis of your sauce for that etouffee. You're gonna continue to let that cook. Again, still on a medium or medium-high temperature. And to your sauteed vegetables, which, like I said, I tried them before, but I want to prove it to you. I promise you, I'm not going to make a, oh my God, that's hot face. I dialed it down a little bit. You're always going to try your vegetables. You try whatever food you're making, just to make sure that you have the seasoning level that you want. And it's good. So this is at the point that we're going to yell at my magic oven. All right, just added the tomatoes to our trilogy mix, along with our little bit of garlic in there. What I'm gonna add this now to is our roux. And we're gonna let that cook together. What you're gonna wanna do is let this cook down. It's almost like a stew. You can make any protein you like with this. I'm gonna leave it for vegetarian today, but you could use this with sauteed shrimp. You could use chicken. You could use chicken and shrimp, sausage, whatever style etouffee you want. But I'm just gonna show you how to make the base today, so you can play with it in any way you like when you're back at home with your friends and your family. So we're gonna let this cook for about 10 minutes, and when we come back, we'll be plating it with our rice. All right, guys, we fixed the technical difficulties. It happens. There's nothing we could do about it. Modern technology sometimes is a kick in the pants. Etouffee has been cooking for at least about 45 minutes to an hour now. Fantastic. I tried it. It tasted it. It's so good. I also don't want to have stuff dribbling down my face because that's how much I want to dig into this pot. So I'm going to plate this up for you. Earlier I just boiled off some white rice. Nothing fancy. Just you could use boil and bag. You could make your own rice. You could, however you like, use whatever type of rice you like, but just a plain white rice, boil and bag, 10 minutes, you're done. We're going to plate up the etouffee with it, and the rest of the guys in here are going to get to have a good meal. So you're basically just going to take your etouffee, your vegetarian, and whatever proteins you decide to make with it. You're going to spoon some over. And that's it. You can serve this with some Italian bread if you like. I like to keep it simple and just serve it like this. Little thing you could do is just add a little bit of thyme. And that is our dish. Thank you for watching From Donuts to Dinners. And if you liked any of our recipes today, you could always buy our cookbook. Again, it's entitled From Donuts to Dinners. And I'm Chef Chris. Have a great day.